Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra of ambitiouslycierra.com, and I post ambitious lifestyle and vlog content right here on YouTube and on my other social media channels. Today we are actually doing a fun video. I put on my October bucket list that I wanted to try new fall coffee recipes this year. Y'all know I love me a good cup of coffee, and fall is my favorite season for coffee because you usually get all of the pumpkin flavors, all the like cinnamony, mapley, you know, just the warmth. It feels warm, it tastes warm, it seems like fall. It really just helps celebrate the season in my opinion. And I thought a fun way to do that would be to do 5 days of fall coffee. So I actually got this idea from a couple of creators on YouTube. For example, I've been really into watching Allison's video, so I'll leave her handle right on the screen, but I've been really into her vlogs lately, and she does this every year, and I know a few people do it, so I decided to try it myself. But there's a little bit of a different spin. All of these recipes are recipes I'm trying for the first time this year, and I'm going to leave all of the details about it in the description box as well. So without further ado, let's get into the first day of fall coffee. Today's coffee is a pumpkin maple latte topped with a maple cream. I started by grabbing my busy manifesting mug and then brewing a double shot of espresso. While the coffee was brewing, I combined 2 tablespoons of pumpkin puree, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 3/4 cup milk of choice. I went with the maple oat milk from Trader Joe's for more maple flavor. I allowed that to simmer over low heat, and then I started with the maple cream, which was 1/4 cup heavy cream and 1/2 tablespoon of maple syrup. I was going to use my hand frother to mix, but then, are you kidding me? I realized that it was out of batteries, but we made it work. I added the espresso to the warmed coffee concoction and poured it into my mug, topping it with the maple cream. I also topped it with a couple of dashes of pumpkin pie spice, and there you have it, a pumpkin maple latte with maple cream. First impressions. Pretty good. Still so hot. Day 2, a pumpkin iced coffee with pumpkin cream cold foam. I started by making the cold foam, which was 1 cup heavy cream, 1/2 cup of sweetened condensed milk, 3 tablespoons of pumpkin puree, 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. At this point, you're probably thinking, Sierra, why did you use such a small container? There's no way you're going to be able to mix it up in that. And you would be right, but had to see it through, my boy, you know? We adjusted, we made it work. I got another container and I let it chill for a little bit before taking about 1/4 to 1/2 cup to blend with a hand blender. I would recommend using an actual blender for this step, but it should foam up nicely to about twice the size. I don't think I mentioned it, but I was also chilling 8 ounces of pumpkin spice coffee, and then I just topped that with the pumpkin cream cold foam. Give it a good stir, and then top it with some more pumpkin pie spice. Then you'll be ready to enjoy your pumpkin iced coffee with pumpkin cream cold foam. Here are my first impressions. Pretty good. Wish it was a little bit sweeter. I may add a little pumpkin spice syrup to the coffee. Day 3, white chocolate pumpkin spice cake latte. I started by grabbing my Hygge Fall mug, and then I was really excited because it was also the first time that I was going to be trying the pumpkin oat milk. I started by frothing the pumpkin oat milk in my Arancino that I bought with my Nespresso machine. Next, I prepared my mug by adding about 2 tablespoons of white chocolate sauce. Pro tip, I made it again, and I just feel like you should just add a little more than you think you need to. I was a little scared to add it here. Next, fill your mug with the frothed pumpkin oat milk, and then brew your pumpkin spice cake pod right on top of that mixture. This white chocolate pumpkin spice cake latte was definitely the easiest latte of the bunch. The only thing left to do was to drizzle the top with more of the white chocolate sauce and a sprinkle of pumpkin pie spice, of course. Here are my first impressions. Pretty legit. I think I wanted a little more sweet, a little sweeter. If you haven't been able to tell by now, I love a sweet coffee, and I want a little more sweet in this, or maybe I need to stir it up more. Nah, girl, just add more syrup next time. The white chocolate drizzle on top is definitely helping, but it's pretty good. I would make this one again. Day 4, Maple Tahini Latte. I started by grabbing my foliage affirmation mugs. This was one of my favorite in the fall collection because look at the little leaves. For this recipe, we start by brewing a shot of espresso. While that was brewing, I combined a half a cup of maple oat milk from Trader Joe's, but you can use whatever milk you want, a half a tablespoon of tahini, 1.5 tablespoons of maple syrup. I was too lazy to get another measuring spoon, so here's me adding it a half a tablespoon at a time. A half teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, again in half teaspoon increments. Simmer and give it a good whisk over low heat. You're really going to have to work that tahini in to break it up. Just trust me. While that was simmering, I frothed some more maple oat milk. When everything was ready to go, I poured the coffee mixture, including the shot of espresso, into my mug and topped it with the additional foamed maple oat milk. Lastly, I was a little heavy-handed with my sprinkle of cinnamon. And there you have it, a maple tahini latte. Before I give you my first impressions, let me just say this was my most surprising recipe of the week. Okay, that's not bad at all. I was really skeptical because tahini in your coffee, I wasn't so sure, but this is actually pretty good. It gets a thumbs up for me. We made it to the finale, a Snickerdoodle Latte in my Life is Gourd mug. Start by brewing a shot of espresso. While that is brewing, add 1 cup milk of choice. This time I went with vanilla oat milk. Next, add 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar, a dash of cinnamon. I just measured with my heart here. Same with the nutmeg, but I would consider this more of a pinch. Mix and simmer that all together before you pour it into your mug. Because I added this on top of the espresso this time, I gave it an additional whisk with my now working hand frother. Yay! Froth some additional vanilla oat milk to top your latte off. And lastly, dust your latte with a mixture of cinnamon and sugar to give it that authentic Snickerdoodle feel. And there you have it, a Snickerdoodle Latte to end our 5 days of fall coffee. All right, moment of truth. Try to test this out before I have the pumpkin spice cookie. This is so good. This is right up my usual alley. I think it reminds me a little bit of the maple cinnamon latte that I love to make so much, even though obviously it's missing that maple flavor, but it's pretty good. As mentioned, today's coffee is being served with this Everything Nice pumpkin spice cookie from Chip Kick. I can't wait to try this. It has, see, focus. It has such a great consistency. So this one is actually made with real pumpkin puree. There's like pumpkin Pop-Tarts in it and white chocolate. It just smells and looks so good. Okay. You did it again, Chip Kick. It's amazing. I wish I would have gotten more. Well, friends, that wraps up my 5 days of fall coffee. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you try some of the recipes. Let me know if you do in a comment, and if not, let me know what your favorite fall coffee recipe is, because I am always down to try new fall recipes, whether it be coffee or tea or just like 1,000 Trader Joe's items. I am here for it. Remember, friends, you are more than enough and you are capable of amazing things. I hope you have a great week. Bye.